This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by former world champion Jamel Herring here in Quebec City, Canada. Jamel, good to see you. It's been a minute since I last saw you. How's life been treating you?
Oh, everything's been good, man. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everyone out there overseas in UK and Ireland, man.
Obviously, it's been a while since we last saw you. I think in that time, you retired, you came back. How are you finding life back in the mix, trying to get back into that world title frame?
It's been challenging. But again, I'm just happy just to be back. I came back in November, first round KO. So right now I'm just trying to look like I said, like we spoke earlier, looking forward to trying to step up again and keep raising my profile.
Obviously, we've had a brief chat there off camera. We thought it'd be better just to do it all on camera as opposed to continue to go that way. I've seen obviously you're calling out for, mentioning a lot of fights, a potential Jordan Gill fight, a potential Joe Cordina fight. Let's just start off with Joe Cordina. Eddie Hearn stood all of 10 metres away from you. Has he been receptive to potential fights with yourself?
I know. I've reached out to Eddie a few times and haven't got anything back. But I know he's been speaking to my promoter, Bella. So I just let the business take care of itself. Shout out to Joe Cordina. There's never been any animosity. Joe's a good guy. I've known Joe for well over a decade since the amateurs. Respect to Jordan Gill. Like I said, he had a phenomenal win over my good friend Mick Conlon. But again, like I said, I'm just trying to just do whatever I got to do to get to the UK and get to that atmosphere.
What do you feel like you'd bring to the fight with Joe Cordina? People will still question maybe how much you've got left at world level. For you to prove those doubters wrong, what can you say to them to show that you still belong in that top tier?
I mean, again, like I said, my last fight, it was undefeated. It's an undefeated fighter, even though I didn't really get to show much because it ended in the first round. But, I speak to Bella and my partner, Jerry Casares all the time. And if it's one of those things where I have to continue, getting back into the mix with other fighters and building, then so be it. But like we spoke earlier, I am serious about returning. I am serious about, fighting higher level competition. So again, if I got to continue just beating on whoever they put in front of me to prove it, then so be it.
When you look at Joe Cordina specifically, and obviously a lot of people question his most recent performance against Vasquez, ended up being a close fight. What do you feel like would go down if you were to share a ring? Do you think that he's the man you could defeat to become a world champion once again?
I mean, again, like I said, if any fight, you got to feel like you're the man to beat anybody at the end of the day. But I don't take anything from that because, again, Joe showed that he's a champion. Like, again, at the end of the day, when the fights are tough, it takes a champion to pull out. I mean, to pull through. So you can't really knock him for that because if he wasn't a championship caliber, he probably would have easily fell to guys like that again. You know what I mean? Eddie Vasquez is a good dude, and he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He's very busy in there. He may not be the biggest puncher, but again, he'll give you fits all day. And Joe had to basically come back and get his title. He had to come back and get his title again. So I don't knock Joe for his performances. I think at the end of the day, it'll still be a good fight between Joe and I. But I can't look based on what he looked like in his other fights because, again, styles make fights, and I don't fight like either none of those guys. So it might be a different fight for me.
Jordan Gill, a bit of a Cinderella story. On the verge of retirement, had a lot of personal issues going on, comes back and produces a stunning performance against Michael Conlon. You've put your hat into the mix. Do you think we could see yourself and Jordan Gill square off at any point? Oh
yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of respect towards Jordan because again, I had a similar situation, a similar story, like you mentioned, Cinderella story, and that's the reason why I was attracted to that type of fight because it's a respect factor in it, and they counted him out. They thought he was just coming in as the opponent. Let's be honest, and he went in there and shocked everyone. So much respect to Jordan Gill, and like I said again. I reached out to Eddie Hearn about him as well because I know he has probably things planned for him, so why not?
Eddie is obviously knocking about. He's here to support Callum Smith, of course. We've had a lot of snow, so we've been snowed in at the hotel. So you reckon you'll track him down and manage to get 5 minutes with him?
I mean, he's here today, so maybe once he take on the weigh-ins over and everything's said and done, we'll have a good chat, respectfully, of course. But again, I'm up for anything. Like I mentioned before, I respect and love the UK and Ireland. I always wanted to go over there. I missed out on the Frampton fight, so I didn't get to experience the real atmosphere of a huge fight over there. Again, they even said if they do Lee Wood and Warrington too, put me on an undercard. I don't, like I said, I'm not a picky guy. I'm not hard to deal with. I'm not hard to negotiate with. I'm a fighter, and I take it very seriously. But again. Those are two guys that I mentioned as well. So when I said after my last fight I want to do a European tour, I was really serious about doing that. But we'll see what happens.
Jamel, whilst got your thoughts on a few fights on the horizon. Fury-Usyk, the undisputed heavyweight crown, middle of February. Just your take on that, please.
That's still a tough one. I mean, I know people are still looking at how Fury looked his last fight, but we all know, well, we all assume that he probably didn't take it seriously because it was an exhibition or whatever. Well, it wasn't an exhibition; it was a counter as a real fight. But they took it as a big exhibition in the many eyes of the viewers and probably himself as well. But I'm sure he knows that Usyk is a real serious guy. He's coming to fight. So with that being said, I'm pretty sure. And then Fury again, he probably has a lot to prove in his own right, in his own mind. So I think it's a good fight. It's still a pick 'em for me, but I think he'll come a lot better than he did in his last outing.
Sticking with heavyweight division, and Fury's last outing was against Francis Ngannou. He now faces Anthony Joshua. Your take, please, Jamel.
That's going to be a good one. I don't think he's going to see the final bell. Respect both of them. I like Anthony Joshua as well. Anthony Joshua has gone through a lot himself in his own right. You know, a lot of ups and downs, but yet he's still here. And he's still on the big stage and the big level. And I know he wants to be champion again. And Ngannou, you know, same thing with him. You know, he wants to make a statement that he's in this for real as well. So I think that's going to be a real banger. Of course, you have to get the edge in terms of experience in the ring with Anthony Joshua. But as we've seen with Ngannou's last fight, that he has power to also put you down as well.
Jamel, I'm sure somebody you'll be supporting next week when she travels over to Liverpool. Michaela faces Natasha Jonas. Do you think Michaela will become world champion again next weekend?
You know what? I love both of them. Like I said, I know Natasha. You know, since again when I competed in the UK at the London Games, and Natasha Jonas has always been a great supporter of mine and a good friend. So for me, I'm on the fence with that one. Of course, you know, even though like I say, Michaela's my girl. We came up in the amateurs together. Of course, I'm going to be, you know what I'm saying, cheering her on as well. But again, for me, I have to watch that fight as a fan and a spectator. But you know, I love them both, and they're great. They're great individuals, human beings, and great ambassadors to the sport. So again, shout out to Michaela and Natasha.
Final one from me, Jamel. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about the Haney-Garcia for that. What have you made of it, watching it from afar?
You know, again, like I voiced my opinion on Twitter. Of course, I would like to see it. As a fan, I have no dog in the race, so it's not like I have any beef against any one of them. You know, Devin is a good guy. He's real cool. He's always showed me love. What's going on, man? Hey, going, Derek. You know, Devin's always been good. I respect Ryan for everything he's done for the sport of boxing, whether you like it is good or bad. He brings a lot of publicity to it. But if he wants to go against, you know, a fight with Rollies and he's serious about doing that at least, and he makes it happen. And he, you know, again, Rollies is my guy. I'll take him from him as well. So you can't overlook him either. But say Ryan wins it, I think the unification, of course, will make it a bigger matchup. But it's still early in the year, and I just hope that we can continue having a great year like we did in 2023.
Jamel, listen, it's a pleasure to catch up with you once again. It's good to see you back. Good to see you back in the ring. Hopefully we have a big fight for you soon, and hopefully it's in the UK so we can watch you over there.
I'm trying, man. But again, you know, shout out to Joe Cordina, Jordan Gill, Warrington Lee. With most respect, you know, most respect to all those guys out there. And again, I'm open for the challenge to either one of you guys out there, but respectfully, again, like I'm just here to compete. I'm not here to hold grudges. If you guys go your other way, I don't have nothing against that. But again, I'm just here to prove that this run is definitely a serious run, and I want to make the best of it.
I'm going to squeeze one more, Jamel, because out of all of those questions, we haven't spoken about the reason we're in Canada. Beterbiev and Callum Smith. What are your thoughts on the fight, Jamel?
Oh, I mean, it should be a good one. Like I like Smith, man. The people, of course, you know, everyone's gonna go with Beterbiev because of what he's doing, and I mean the streak, of course. But you know, with the, you know, Smith has always been up for any challenge. You know, he's a really good boxer. You know, he's a tough individual. He's smart. His ring IQ was very smart in there. So again, I think it's gonna be a good matchup.
No, we can leave it there, Jamel. Thank you for speaking to me. I'll see you soon.
Nah, anytime, man. Summer 5 salute.